I'm not sure who said it, but somebody apparently has said something about Crosstrade that I feel has been confusing a lot of you. And you guys have been telling me in stream that, oh, Dio, well, one platform is going to be more expensive than the other platform when Crosstrade comes out, and there's one platform's going to make a killing while the other platform's not when cross-platform comes out. And I feel it's really confusing. I made a video about this a couple of months ago, but I didn't get into the, I didn't maybe get really detailed about it. So we'll do that right now. Hello, MS Paint. How are you today? Here's something I need you guys to understand. There's two concepts here. The first one is that, let's say that currently this is the size of the Warframe community. Like, as it stands right now, with however many thousands of people play the game daily, this is the average approximate size of the community at the moment. When cross-trade happens, there's going to be many different, new groups of people that expand the size of the Warframe community when crossplay happens. So I kind of want you guys to think about it like this, all right? There might be a whole group of people that come by when crossplay happens to expand the community because, let's say, oh, now their friends can play, so now they're going to play with their friends. There might be a whole group of people that come by and say, oh, well, you know, Warframe's having an event or something like that, or, oh, crossplay, yeah, and then just crossplay itself is going to be marketing the game, so people might hear about it and go, oh, Warframe, let me check that out. So that brings a whole new group of people to the game. For all we know, when Crosstrade comes out, most likely, because Warframe tends to do this, there'll be an event. So then there'll be like another batch of people that come into the game for just the event alone. And the whole purpose I'm getting at, the whole thing I'm getting at is that the size of the community as it stands is going to increase significantly. We've seen this with many other games in the past that have come out and have added crossplay after the game's already existed. And the community sometimes triples or quadruples in size with the amount of players that they have on the game at the moment when crossplay becomes a thing. So at the end of the day, crossplay is going to increase the amount of people playing the game. Now, what does this mean for you? This means that a lot of the people that are coming back to the game have already played it before. They've already had stuff, which means that the demand for things is going to kind of go down. We'll call this demand, okay? And then let's say the supply of things that exist in the entire game is going to go up. Why is the supply going to go up? Because a lot of people are going to be bringing stuff back. So there's going to be more items in the game. Now, a lower demand, a lot of times, usually means a lower price. So basically, because the supply is going to go up, and there's going to be more things in the game because of this, the demand is going to go, the cost of things is going to go down. Hopefully you guys understand what I'm getting at so far, because that's part one. Now we're moving on to part two. All right, part two. Let's say that we have, let's say this represents PC. Let's say this represents Xbox community. Let's say this represents Switch. And let's say this represents PS4. What I've noticed a lot of you guys seem to be getting confused is saying that oh, well, when cross-trade happens, these people are going to be able to, these people, I don't know, you guys are saying oh, X platform won't be able to make as much plat off of something else, or this other platform won't be able to make as much off of something else. So when cross-trade happens, and by the way, there's a big important if cross-trade happens, I need you guys to understand that. Do I think it will? I think it will, but it's not guaranteed. It's just if cross-trade happens. I do think it will, but we don't know for sure, because that's really up to DE. If cross-trade happens, all these economies become the same now. They're all, you're operating in a trade chat where everybody's mixed now. It's all, everything is the same. I don't know how else to, let me word it like this. So let's say on this platform right now, let's say prices on this platform are, for what I guess, I don't know. I think prices on this on PC are fine, but let's just say prices here before cross-trade. They're good. They're totally fine, right? People want to say that they're high, but I think they're average and they're fair. For the amount of time it takes you to farm the game out, a lot of you got to understand this. It doesn't matter how you feel about prices. At the end of the day, that costs somebody time and energy to farm that out for you. So just because you want it for 5 platinum, like a Nidus Prime set or something like that, doesn't make you a good person for not respecting the fact that someone put work in for you and you just want to steal it from them. So I understand a lot of you want low prices, but somebody had to work for that. So calm down. And then over here on Xbox, some of you were saying it's high, some of you were saying it's low. For the graph that I'm doing right now, I'm just going to draw it like this. PS4 seems to be like the lowest prices, just period. Like their prices seem to be kind of like lower than anything else in the game. And then over here with Nintendo Switch, we have people saying that like their prices are just through the roof. Like they're absolutely ridiculous and they're just way beyond what should be even considered normal or fair or whatever the case. But at the end of the day, this is what the economies look like before cross-trade. Once cross-trade happens, everything is going to be in the same bubble, which means it doesn't matter if prices are really high on Switch. You don't have to buy it from somebody at Switch prices. You're going to be able to find it for like maybe PS4 prices or whatever it might be. So like, let's say we're going to talk about, like, let's say right now Mesa Prime is 100 platinum, which she currently is, at least as far as the low goes. Let's say when cross-trade happens, Mesa winds up going to like 70 plat instead. Okay? So once Mesa's 70 plat, that's all these platforms are going to be able to buy Mesa for 70 plat. Doesn't matter what platform you're on, you're going to be able to do that. So I'm hearing a lot of you saying that like, oh, well, as soon as cross-trade happens, prices on this platform are going to go up or prices on this platform are going to go down. Like, prices are probably going to go down on everything. So let's say that when cross-trade happens, this is what's ultimately going to happen. Let's say prices on PC are going to go down. Let's say prices on Xbox are going to go down. Let's say prices on Switch are they're going to go way down. Like, they're going to be very disappointed, but they're going to go way down on Switch. And then let's say on PS4, maybe nothing happens. Like, maybe the price just stays as low as it always was. But at the end of the day, this is kind of what we're probably going to wind up seeing because of example one. More people means more supply in the game, which means the cost of everything is going to get lower. Simple economics. You don't have to be a YouTuber to understand this. But at the end of the day, that's what's most likely going to happen if crossplay happens. That's what's most likely going to happen. And for those of you saying that like one price is going to be able to get stuff cheaper than the other, I don't know if maybe you're miswording it, but that's not how that's going to work. Everything is going to be in the same economy when cross-trade happens. And over time, it's obviously not going to be the day one that this happens, but over time, all these platforms are going to be like, you know, sword and shield out battling each other with prices. And I mean this like metaphorically, of course, in trade chat. And ultimately, after like a few months, 3-6 months or whatever, prices are going to kind of find an average between all these platforms. Imagine like a wave crashing into like a still body of water, or like two waves crashing into each other in like a lake or something. Like, there's gonna be like a lot of like chaos, but eventually they're gonna find a way where they kind of like absorb and work with each other and kind of like find a balance where everything kind of like just all the water gets along eventually. Like, it all starts working out. But at the end of the day, that's what's happening with cross-trade. Hopefully you guys understand this a lot better. If you learned anything, leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on. And if you guys like free stuff, I'm live every day on Twitch. Be sure to stop by my channel, ask me how that works if you like getting Warframes, weapons, or mods. Doesn't matter what platform you're on. And I will see you guys in the next one. Laters.